like? What would it look like if we extended that approach to the world as a whole rather than just instances? What does that mean potentially for the Broken Isles? Well, what if instead of starting in Azuna and working your way counterclockwise, if you wanted, you could do this? Or what if you wanted to do this? Or what if you wanted to do this? In a world where the zones scale, all of these things are possible. Wouldn't that be cool? So, in the Broken Isles, exactly. It would be cool. That is the answer. In the Broken Isles, there are going to be 4 level-up zones that all scale flexibly. So if you want to start in Azuna, or Stormheim, or Val'sharah, or High Mountain, you can choose the path you want to take through the Broken Isles. You can explore the world as you choose. You can carve your own path to victory and to the defeat of the Burning Legion. Now, regardless, your objective in each of these zones is to recover, to acquire the Titan relic from that zone known as the Pillar of Creation that is needed to seal up the Tomb of Sargeras, to stop the Legion invasion of our world. And so it doesn't matter which zone you start in, you're going to have to go to all 4. If I were better at art, this slide would actually be like a Mega Man mock-up with the 4 zones in the corners and Gul'dan in the middle instead of Dr. Wily. But that's basically how you can see approaching the expansion, right? You start in one level, move on to the next. Eventually, all roads still do lead to Suramar. Suramar is a fixed level, max level 110 zone. The entire zone exists for players who have already been to the other 4 zones, who have reached the maximum level of 110, and that is where your journey will come to its conclusion, at least for now. One of the great things the flexibility also does is it makes it much easier to play with your friends. It removes the barrier of level to just jumping in and questing in the outdoor world. Let's say the expansion comes out, you've hit up Azuna and Stormheim, you're maybe level 105, 106. Your friend has gone to High Mountain, they're only level 102. You both log on, you'd like to quest together. Today that's impossible. But in Legion, you could both go to, let's say, Val'sharah, to which neither of you had previously been, adventure alongside each other, have a great time playing all new content, and it would all just work. So one question you're probably asking, well, how? How does this work? So a couple of key details. First off, we are not scaling you down. We're not nerfing you. As you walk around, your stats aren't going to suddenly be depressed to match the level of the zone that you're in. We're scaling the world around you. This is seamlessly integrated into the UI, into the feel of combat. If it takes you, 12 or 15 seconds as a level 102 player to kill a level 102 boar, it would probably take you the exact same amount of time, give or take, as a level 106 player to kill that boar. So it should all just work. Our goal here is for someone who isn't at BlizzCon, who isn't, following along with the latest news about the game, reading the patch notes, they're just excited to play a new WoW expansion, they should be able to buy the game, hop in and go questing, and not even necessarily know that anything is different. It should just feel like the WoW questing experience you're used to, except with a whole lot more freedom. Now, of course, the itemization in the zones as we do this is going to follow suit. So if you're level 102, you'll be getting appropriate quest rewards for your level. Same if you're 107. Don't worry, the scaling doesn't go all the way to max level, so you're not going to be incentivized to skip all the quests and come back and do them at max level. Just play the game. It'll be fine. And then, of course, alongside all of this, your artifact is something that is continually growing in power, and that is keeping you ahead of the power curve. So you will be stronger at 108 than you were at 102, thanks to your artifact, which is, of course, the key to success against the Legion. And throughout, in the individual zones, there are still going to be some max-level only creatures to keep you on your toes, the equivalent of the Fell Reaver wandering around, or that really scary demon base that doesn't scale, that you're going to need to wait to come back at max level to tackle. So that is level up in the Broken Isles. Now, what about endgame? What happens once you hit max level? How are you going to be making use of this space? Now, again, over the years, over the course of expansions, we've had a lot of different approaches we've taken to this system, to this problem, to this type of content. So for those of you who played back in Wrath of the Lich King, you're probably very familiar with this fellow. You probably spent quite a number of days doing his bidding. You did that so that you could buy this stuff and you wouldn't walk around with unenchanted shoulders, and that was kind of important. And then once you were done, once you hit Revered or Exalted, whatever your goal was, you probably didn't go back and do these dailies anymore. Mists of Pandaria. If you did dailies in Mists, allow Softfoot got stuck in this cage on a pretty regular basis, you might have rescued this exact guy from this exact cage dozens of times. You did it as part of a sprawling network of daily quest content that told in advance stories. That's what we did in Mists. And more recently in Warlords, of course, you have your command table choice on a daily basis, deciding where you want to go. It's not necessarily a single quest that's given to you.